Welcome to a new episode of Realist Talk, where we have real talk about all things real estate. So I've had a lot of people come to me recently asking me about the climate of the housing market. So let's break it down a little bit. Right now, we have a very low inventory of residential homes, but we do have a lot of buyers. So with few homes, a low inventory of homes, but a lot of buyers, this creates what we commonly call a seller's market. So let's talk about some numbers. So all these numbers come from the April Homes report. The May report will be coming out June 22nd, so stay tuned for that. Home sales in April were down 2.7%. That's the third month in a row that we've seen a decrease in home sales. What does that mean? Probably more likely an indication of the low inventory of homes on the market. House sales are going down because there aren't as many homes to sell. Also, we saw the highest median home price that we've seen in the last 10 years in April, which was up 19.1% over the previous year. And lastly, houses that were on the market spent less than a month before they were under contract. And this brings me to the focus of today's episode. You must be prepared. One thing that I've learned in real estate that's paramount above all else in any decision or transaction is preparedness. It doesn't matter if you're the buyer, the seller, the respective real estate agents, the brokerage, the lender, the title company, you name it, you must be ready to move quickly. And if you are not ready to move quickly, there's a chance you might lose an opportunity, whether it's a prospective buyer or that future home that you really wanted to put an offer in on. The most important thing that I've found in working with clients is to make sure that they are comfortable and confident with the entire process from soup to nuts. I want them to be able to be flexible and nimble and confident and comfortable enough that we can move quickly if we need to. And no, it is not as easy as your favorite home buying TV show. So what does this actually look like? Let's say that I have a buyer client. One of the things I want to make sure is that I am not wasting their time. In order to do this, we need to firm up that price point that they're looking at really well. And so it's really important for us to firm up that range of acceptable price points so that we're looking at the whole spectrum of things that can be afforded comfortably. We're not wasting time looking at homes that are not in our ideal price range. I will say the exception to this is if you are paying in cash, then you don't need a lender. And actually this past April, 25% of all transactions were full cash offers. Okay, so what happens once a buyer is pre-approved? The next step for me is that I set up a personalized search for them to look at homes that match their criteria. So we're looking at geography, we're looking at number of bedrooms, number of full bathrooms, other specific amenities. Once we have that search, they go through and rank their properties. Once a buyer client has a list of properties that they want to go out and see, there's a little bit of work that I need to do beforehand. One, I need to make sure that I'm in touch with their lender. Because if we go out and see a house that they really love, we might have to put an offer in that same day. And I want to make sure that I can get a customized letter of approval from their lender as soon as possible. Second, I also want to make sure that I'm familiar with the property inside and out and the comps, the properties that are similar to it that have sold or are on the market nearby. And finally, I want to make sure that I call the listing agent to see if there are any current offers on the property and when the offer deadline is, if there is one. So what about potential sellers? Well, inventory is still really low, so it is a good time to sell. However, you want to look at how your house stacks up against other ones that are similar to it on the market. So one of the first things that I like to do with seller clients is to send them a report that shows the comps that have either are on the market now, have sold recently, or are under contract. I have them then go through those listings, tell them to look at the pictures, compare their house to those listings, and see what the list price was, and then if applicable, what the sell price is. I just like to do this because it kind of helps calibrate them towards maybe a more realistic number for their home than they may have had in their head before. The next step is for me to go to their house for a home visit. And I enter in that door with my buyer lens on. I let them know what I really like and definitely any issue that will be picked up by an inspector. After that point, I walk them through the whole process of listing their home and make sure that they're comfortable with that and then answer any questions that they have. So why am I stressing the importance of being prepared? especially in today's market. If you are ready to move quickly, you have a higher likelihood of getting your offer in on time, but you shouldn't be hasty. You should be comfortable and confident with the entire process. You don't see an Olympian running a race but stopping for a water break or a snack break. No, you want to be ready. You want to know the entire course that you're on and the different steps and obstacles you might run into along the way. Now, since you've made it this far, please go ahead and give this video a like down there. You can also follow me on Instagram and join my Facebook group. Both of those are linked down in the description. And lastly, if you're in Maryland and you're interested in real estate, if you have questions or questions about a specific property, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. It's been real. See you next time.